you know, I don't like to play games, you know.
Yeah.
They're here to get money. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is if we black men ain't got the same attitude that we're here to get money, then don't complain.
That's the thing.
There are serious people in the world. And money is power. You can't have power if you don't have money.
That's right.
So the struggle between the Lebanese here and the European for control, that's natural. The thing is, where are the people who look like us in this conversation?
So we are the one that works for them after they purchase those areas because of lack of investment from our side. The banks don't trust us here as local. So what happens is it's easier for a European or a Lebanese to get a loan from their banks. They own the banks, most of them as well.
Well, they own their own banks.
Yeah, they own banks. So this is happening constantly in not only in Dakar, but if you go to Mbour, to Sali, you will see the same. Every tourist destination around the coast, you will see the Lebanese and the white people fighting to get more lands around that area. Where do that leave the black people? The African diaspora who in the Caribbean or in America or in Europe. They should be doing the same. Our partners here on the ground is the African diaspora. They need to come back, and for them to come back, their competition is the Lebanese and the white people here. So that's what this brother did here. Yirim Sow spent $3 billion.
So this is a black man who did this project?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's awesome.
You can see the Radisson Blue Hotel is attached to our first big mall in Senegal, Sea Plaza.
There.
We'll have a look at that mall later, yeah.
Oh, we'll have to go over there.
Yeah, it's all attached together. The brother did it. His dad used to be in the same real estate development agency, the late Alioune Sow. He built the whole city and helped local people occupy that city. After they build that city, he give it to them for free. We will forever be grateful for that, the things that he did for Senegal. But not only him, we have other Senegalese entrepreneurs, rich people who are billionaires in CFA, and they're doing the same thing for the community, but it's not enough. We still need the African diaspora to come back, put their money and their the clues they have, what they learn, their knowledge. They should bring it all back to the continent.
Well, we have to. And this on that note, guys, back home, it's too late for us in America to buy Fifth Avenue. Fifth Avenue's not going to be for sale again. Wall Street's not for sale again. Ocean Drive, Miami, is not for sale. Rodeo Drive in Los Angeles, not for sale. The great wealth in America, the bad news is, family, the great wealth in America is already locked up. The Miracle Mile in Chicago, we're never going to have an opportunity to buy that because it's never going to be for sale again. But here on the continent, we have our chance to actually be involved in building the next Rodeo Drive of Ghana, the next Fifth Avenue of Dakar, the next Miracle Mile of Abidjan and the Ivory Coast. And I know leaving is hard, but we got to start with let's take a trip, So it's in the middle of a pandemic, and I'm here, and trust me, it's a much different vibe here than it is back home. I already feel the stress level falling. So back to this conversation of what can be done. I think what we're doing here is really, it seems small, but this is really how it's going to happen.
It's a big step. Yeah.
This is how it's going to happen. So you guys can give me real information. So I think we in the diaspora, even though, I've had a relatively successful entrepreneurial career, but I'm not here to teach, I'm here to learn, right? I can learn from them. I can teach them some things, but they have the knowledge here, and what it's about. And when later on in some of our filming here, guys will get a chance to meet RJ, the guy behind the Made in Africa project. But for me to go back and talk about raising capital and to get with my partners about really what's the next best step, I have to come here to listen. I have to come here to learn. You have to invest, If you're based in Los Angeles, if you're based in LA and you want to open up a business in Atlanta, right? You'd get on the plane, you'd fly to 4 hours from Los Angeles to Atlanta. You talk to some of your people on the ground in Atlanta, and you'd make your move. Well, it's the same thing. You got to get on the plane. You got to come over here. This world we live is so connected now. And this was all put together through a couple WhatsApp calls and a couple calls from me and RJ, right? And there we go. So it can be done. I think, again, people here don't know I'm not from Senegal until I open my mouth.
Definitely.
Right?
You're definitely blending.
I'm just one right. Until I open my mouth, I'm a local.
You're one of us, bro.
I get it. I get it. I was just joking. I did my ancestry.com.
Okay.
So technically, I'm 50% Nigerian.
Wow.
And the rest is scattered throughout West Africa, right? But the reality is, Nigeria is 1884. Senegal, this is not the name of this country, this land. This was a land in 1884. The French and the Europeans called this Senegal and made up Nigeria. So, there's a lot of education that must be going on, that must go on, right? So that we can understand where we are and where we're from. I understand national pride. Being from Senegal or being from Nigeria or being from Ghana, but I think we have to make that understand that also can be a trap. We do it in America. We as black people all over the planet, we tend to specialize in separating ourselves into small categories because I don't know, it makes us feel good or secure. But there's a reason why our competitors want us to do that. Because if I see myself as a black American and not as an African, then I won't invest in Africa, right? And I won't understand the problem of the brother in Senegal is the exact same problem of the brother in Detroit.
That's right.
The same issues are at hand.
That's right.
That's right. So here they were talking about the Lebanese community or the Arab community's involvement in the community. Well, let's be real. Back home in Detroit, who controls all the party stores? The Arab community. In Miami, who controls all the party stores? The Arab community. New York City, Harlem, just flew out of New York yesterday. Who controls all the stores? Arab community. So you think that's an accident? That whether you're in West Africa or any major city in America, and I'm not mad at the Arab community. Again, I do a lot of business with the Arab community.
That's right.
They are doing what they should do.
Yeah.
They're feeding their family.
That's right.
We have to be mature about this.
That's right.
Even
when you talk about division, that's the same thing the white people did with Africa. If you see Senegal and Gambia, it's the same community, it's the same people. We have 19 tribes in Gambia, and that's the same 19 tribes we have in Senegal. So when white people came and France wanted to liberate themselves, they had to give something to Europe in order to help them with their wars or whatever they had to fight there in Europe with Hitler. So Gambia was a payment to England for their support to France. So whatever they needed at the time is just the coast. Gambia has the longest river.
The Gambia River.
The Gambia River is the longest river that entered the continent from the west side. So the British needed that, of course, and the French saw that it was a thing that they can sell to the British, and it will help them separate Africa more, because the Gambians will feel like a Gambian right now, as a Serer Gambian, a Fulani Gambian, or a Wolof Gambian. Our separation now is our official languages.
So because here in Senegal, the official language is French, but in Gambia,
the official language is English.
And is it correct? Gambia sits in the middle of Senegal.
Senegal, yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. Totally surrounded by Senegal.
So the tribes are the same.
The same.
Well, it's the same people.
It's the same people. It's no country. It's the same people. But they wanted to divide us that way.
Correct.
And that's the same thing they did. Give the Portuguese. Guinea-Bissau is Portuguese colony. Guinea-Conakry is French. That's how they mix it: English, Portuguese, French, to make sure Africans will, classify them and segregate themselves without them having to do it right now. So that's what we are facing. You're facing a coup d'etat happening in Mali right now. A coup d'etat happening in Gambia. Politically, those countries are fragile and conflicted. As the resources are coming out, if you see petrol in Nigeria or petrol in Gambia, there will be an attack in that country, in that nation, in the same president, before the end of the year that they declare some natural resources showed up. So we're afraid of that right now in Senegal here, because we just discovered a lot of gas, a lot of petrol that we share with
I believe the statistic that The latest statistic I heard, I was at the World Bank doing at a summit. 30% of the remaining world resources, at minimum, are underneath the ground here in Africa. So that's yet to be discovered or yet to be exploited. 1 out of every 3 precious metal, 1 out of every 3 drops of oil, natural gas are here. So when we talk about wealth creation and generational wealth, these are the games that the other races of the world are playing in. Now, I do believe you have to start where you start. You know, I don't believe you can run an oil company if you cannot run a supermarket or gas station.
Definitely.
So I think we have to be honest. We, as a culture of group of people, first we have to learn how to operate efficiently a supermarket or a gas station. Then you learn how to operate 20 supermarkets and gas stations. Then you can prepare yourself to run an oil company, right? But it's there. It's there because what we do have, there's not a skill set known to man that we don't have either here on the continent or in the diaspora. Money, we've got lots of that. You know, what we do with our money, whole different issue. But the fact that we have the capital again, 1.3 trillion last year went through. Let's speak honestly. Right now in the United States, our people have bought so much high-end tequila, we've sold out the markets. Patron, they can't even keep it on the shelf. I go out to the nightclubs back home. We're spending $100 to get into the club now. We spend $300 for a booth, table service, another $100 to park. A lot of brothers, you know, you go out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're giving away $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 just for a weekend nowadays. You know, so stop saying we're poor people. Poor people don't spend $3,000 in a weekend. And I'm talking about myself too. I'm not some holier than thou guy saying, you know. So, but I'm saying I'm not alone. I'm not the only one at the club doing that. And I don't go out that much because I'm working trying to get more money so that I can afford to do these things and afford to come over here and have some money to invest with the brothers over here. So it's a lot. It's a lot of opportunity. We're gonna again really sit down and figure out. I think for all the content creators like ourselves here at Big Boss Filmworks, people in the cinema, I think that is, you know, there's a couple spaces of business where we could immediately, I think, as a people, make an impact and take over. So entertainment is one because of the way the internet works and the ability to go straight to consumer. The days of needing millions and millions of dollars to get content to entertain people, that day is over. I know Steve Harvey's bringing the Family Feud concept over to the continent. Last time I was in Ghana last year, I saw lots of basically reality show kind of things. So I think the stories and it's the same. I even watched. I see my sisters having a good time over there. That's a good thing.
Yeah, they're just meeting.
What happened there?
They're just meeting right now.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Having a good time after work meeting.
The after work meeting. That's a good thing. Hey, darling. Yes. So yeah, we like to see stories. Netflix has a bunch of African series on it, right? So I'm already watching just so many times now recently, I would say in the last couple months since this pandemic. I come into my family and friends' homes and I'll see an African series or movie on TV. So I think it's already began, but I think again we need to organize and pool our resources.
Right.
But the entertainment business is a huge opportunity.
That's right.
A lot of the things, in business you have to look for things where you call strategic advantage, right? Well, we have the strategic advantage there because we as people of color are the content creators, right? The kids here know, when I was, I tell a kid in Ghana that I'm from Detroit, first thing he's gonna ask me is, do you know Big Sean? Right?
Definitely.
Because that's the world now, right? Akon is, again, everybody in the States knows Akon. Akon's doing big things here in Senegal.
Right.
Those kind of advantages we have, and we can move quick. So that's why Big Boss is here. It was time to stop talking about launching Big Boss Filmworks Africa. It was time to start it. So I know there's a ton of talent here. So everything that what do we need? What do I need to create content, movies and TV shows or web series? I need talent. We got that here.
Bunch of it here.
We need production people. We got that here. And I need stories. And
The story here.
and the stories are everywhere, right? And then I don't need anybody's permission to shoot, edit, produce, promote, and distribute, right?
Definitely.
To our partners back home, you guys know our award-winning documentary. When we produce that, Motown Mafia, available still on Amazon, right? Always one of the top true crime documentaries on Amazon Prime. Also Tubi TV, iTunes, and about any other digital platform. So this is the same point. I can go. We don't need permission to go anywhere, So that's what we're talking about. Yeah. Make sure you guys check out Motown Mafia, the book, 10-year anniversary, Memoirs of a Kingpin's Kid. We're gonna do this week on Mind Right, Money Right, Getting Off Zero. We're gonna do a step-by-step. We wrote this book. That was 2014. And I believe it's chapter 6 in here. The chapter is Go Where the Gold Is, Return to the Motherland.
And this one?
In this book there, yes. So, we've been talking this for a while, guys. We're not just, we're not new to this. We're true to this. We've been practicing what we preach. You guys already know we've been bringing coffee out of Angola. Been the largest completely African partnership between our partners in Angola and what we're doing here in America at our Nubian Joe Coffee Company. So it's just time. We're trying to lead. We're trying to lead by example.
Right. That's an amazing work, man, bro. Doing this for Africa already is what everybody should be doing right now. You and people like Akon, people like those people are doing the most for Africa right now, and they have to put this into Africans' hands now. I'm sure it's displayed well in America. Everybody know about it, but we need a door, to have access to this as well here in the continent.
That's right.
That's the reason why we started the Gibbon Project Library in Kaolack, where we have these books. Read them to our people in our language. I can read this book in English and translate it in Wolof, or he can translate it in Fulani or in other language. That's how we.
That's what we're talking about. See, now that's what I'm talking about. So I've been talking about taking this content, putting it on audio books, but we're gonna do that. You can translate it.
Definitely.
You got a good voice. Because here's the simple math, family. Check it out. It's between 45 million African Americans right now is my market that I'm distributing to, right, of our projects. It's 1.3, 1.4 trillion people that look like me here on the continent. I believe, what's the population of Senegal?
15 million.
15 million. It's more people than are it's more black people than are in New York, just here in Senegal. That's 20 times more blacks than are in Detroit, just in Senegal. So there is not an American city with 20 million African Americans. So half the total population of African Americans in America, the black population here in Senegal. So anyway, it's just simple business. If I really want to sell my products, if I really want to sell stories of people who can understand the struggle and how we got to where we got and get some real appreciation for it, I should be distributing my products here in Africa, right? Everybody's got a cell phone. So I can get our content translated into the local dialects, and even a French-speaking country like this, I can get it translated into French.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
In the Anglophone countries, we're already there. But that's the way we have to start thinking and networking.
It's a global effort now. We need networking. Definitely networking. It takes all Africans right now to get out of this hole.
Yeah. Well, we, the last 500 years have been not that kind to us. Reversing that is going to be a process. And again, I'm not here to. It's easy for us in the diaspora in the United States to be all on YouTube and passing judgment on what's going on here and what should be. And I have my opinions, but talking isn't going to get it done.
Definitely.
Right? And we do a lot of that. It's about, for me, God has been good to me and to my family. I don't want to grow old and gray hair and not have led something for the future, for the kids. And I'll be real honest, I think that's a big problem. We've gotten as a people very selfish. We don't think about the kids and the next generation and the generations to come, other races and groups of people. That's all they do is prepare and lay foundations for the next generations. So, the scriptures say, to one which much is given, much is required. So much has been given to me, so I accept that much is required. But it's exciting too. So I mean, what can be better than helping your people, helping yourself? I mean,
Helping yourself.
and having a good time along the way.
That's right.
It's win-win, win-win.
That's right.